Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this chess tutorial in which I would like to show you how we can analyze our games. This is International Master Camelia Ciobanu, a multiple chess champion and online chess coach. I think analyzing our games plays a crucial role in training when we want to obtain results, because it not only helps us to improve our play all the time, but also to learn from other people's mistakes so that we don't do them in our own games. And I would like to show you how I analyze my games not only with the help of a chess engine, but with the help of a chess application that explains the engine's recommendations. So I have chosen as an illustration a game that I have played at a national chess championships in Romania, and I will paste the PGN so that I can open it. And I have played it as white against Mihaela Tutulan in the year of 2006. Well, let's see the game. I started with pawn to e4 and she answered with a Sicilian and the Najdorf variation, and so we go for an open Sicilian. And surprise, I'm taking back with my queen in the center. Okay, she's attacking the queen. I pin the knight in order to defend it, and now I will have to take the knight away. Well, this will give me the possibility to develop my pieces very quickly and obtain an initiative even from the beginning, even by castling long to bring my rook on the semi-open file in the center. Okay, she is sending my bishop away, and then I will bring the other rook. So I have completed my development. And of course, since I would like to attack her king, I will refuse to trade queen. So I retreat my queen back to d2, and surprise, again, she castles long. Therefore, I will need to find a way to improve the position of my pieces. So I will bring the knight in the center, knight on d4, followed by pawn to g5. My bishop has to retreat on g3, which is a good spot because it points toward the weak pawn on d6. And so black would like to trade my good bishop with her knight. Okay, so what am I going to do in this moment? And before I will show you what move I have chosen, I would like to decode this position. So let's go to help and let's go to the legend to learn how we can do it. So we have here the plus sign explains the current position in depth. So I will go and do just that. I would press the plus and wait to see what the application will suggest. Okay, white has a big advantage, but should beware of black playing knight takes to g3. Okay, so in order to understand this position more in depth, positionally speaking, okay, so from a strategic point of view, I will have to have a look on what the best line of stockfish is. Okay, so they suggest knight to d5. Can you see it? It is in a green arrow. So this is a very good move. But why is it a good move? Isn't it just sacrificing the knight? Well, can you see that they're showing us that this knight would like to go to f5, and there is the possibility of opening the e file, and the rook could attack that bishop if it does. So let's just see what threats are here. Okay, threat status. Black would like to trade my bishop on g3. Okay, what are the good moves for white? Knight to d5 or rook to e3. Okay, very well. And what are the plans? This is the most important aspect, I think, because determining the plan will show us the direction of the whole game. And before going forward, I would like to stop just one moment to show you the graphic and show you how the advantage just goes up all the time, move by move. Good. So, going to the plan, we see that white would like to play knight to f5. White would like to infiltrate with the knight on f5 and attacking the bishop, but it cannot do it. So, idea white wants to play knight f5 with a decisive advantage to white. But there is a problem. We can't do it, right? Because there is a pawn on e6 and black can play e takes f5, okay, with a decisive advantage to black because white loses a knight. But there is a solution to that. Playing knight to d5 before knight f5 solves the problem. Okay, so this is a tactical solution basically. Knight to d5 is good because it threatens to play knight takes b6, so I'm attacking the queen. And can you see I'm also attacking the bishop? Okay, so what she did was she took with the bishop and now I took back. And of course she can't take because she is losing the bishop. Okay, this pawn is pinned, but I have increased the pressure on the weak pawn on e6. Therefore she will have to push. And look what happened. Okay, there is a weak square on f5, so finally I can jump with my knight on it. So I have accomplished my goal. I have created a weak square in her territory and finally I was able to occupy it with my strong knight. So let's go on. Bishop to f6, and this is another important moment in the game because even when we have an advantage we should be able not only to keep it but also to improve it. Okay, so I will decode this position again. Let's see. White has a decisive advantage but should beware of black playing king to b8. Probably black would like to also bring the rook on the semi-open file. Okay, rook to e4 is the best line, and rook to e4 is beneficial because it prevents playing e4 and then it prevents threatening queen takes to b2. Okay, so obviously black would like to open up his bishop. It's a bad bishop, so he would like to push pawn to e4, and while opening that diagonal the queen would be threatening the checkmate on b2, so that is a really big threat. Okay, so I will play rook to e4. Indeed, this is what I did. So this was a good move. And she played knight to f4, pawn to f3 just to defend my pawn on g2, queen to a6 attacking my pawn on a2. The king has to go there and defend it. King to b8, probably she would like to bring the rook on the c file as we saw, and I will push the pawn to c4. As a future plan I would like to push it to c5, trade pawns and create a passed pawn in the center on the d file. Okay, so she's going after my bishop. I will place my pieces on light squares because she's got the dark squared bishop, and then bishop to f2. Okay, what I would like to do next is send the knight away from f4. Of course we don't like our opponent having pieces infiltrated in our own territory, therefore we want to make them go away. And so now she decides to play knight to h3. Let's see if knight to h3 was the best decision. This is the key moment in the game that decides the whole result, and you will see why. White has a decisive advantage. Best play is knight to g6 and not knight to h3. Okay, knight to e6 is not even possible because I have a pawn in there to take it. Knight to g6 would be a safe move. Okay, knight to g6 is beneficial because it wants to play knight to e7. That's very important because then after knight to e7 black would like to trade my knight from f5. Can you see? Enables knight e7 in order to trade my knight. Good. The weakness of knight to g6 is the fact that it doesn't control d3 anymore, so I will go there with my rook, but she has no choice. Okay, what about knight to h3 as she did? Let's see. It is in red. It is a move in red. Okay, we can see that black made this blunder, which is exactly knight to h3. So why is it a blunder? Let's see. Of course black wants to trade my bishop. I will move it away, and she plays pawn to b6 in order to escape with the queen. I will play rook to d3 to control the third rank and threatening rook to a3 at some point. Queen retreats to b7. And now, what am I going to do? My position is very good because my pieces are right in the center. I have blocked any idea of a counterplay. And what I'm going to do next is I will go after this knight that can be trapped basically. Okay, so can you see there is queen to g2 coming, queen to g2, and attacking the knight, because black cannot possibly defend it without losing anything else. Okay, so pawn to g4, pawn takes to g4, and she has to go away with the knight. If she takes with the pawn, I will take with the rook. Okay, so knight back, bishop takes, pawn to h4, and now she loses the second pawn, and that it is a sufficient advantage to guarantee my win. Therefore, at move number 31, black has resigned. Well, I think that this is a very illustrative game, and we saw how important it is to centralize the pieces and not to go with the pieces on the sides. Good, so I hope that you have enjoyed this video and the explanations, and I cannot wait to talk to you in the next video.